Hey guys, welcome to today's video, which is all about my second trimester of this pregnancy. So, I meant to film this immediately after filming the first one, and life has just got in the way ever since. It's just been a series of lots of appointments, and we had our beautiful baby shower, so it was like planning, getting ready for that. We've been doing lots of decorating in the house. Life has just been a bit manic. So yeah, it's been like 3 weeks since I uploaded, which makes me really sad, because when I was back into it and I was enjoying it so much, and I was like, that's it now for the rest of this pregnancy, I'm going to do it consistently, and life had other plans. So here I am now to do it. Yeah, let's talk about the second trimester. So I'm going to do it the same as I did the first one, where I just run down like the random notes I made, and then I'll go through like my week by week notes to see if there's anything extra. But yeah, overall, I had a beautiful second trimester. I mean, I think you can tell from all of my videos so far about pregnancy that I'm truly loving it. I'm loving being pregnant, and I feel like I've had a fairly easy ride of it, and like I've found it just a joy, and yeah, so the second trimester has been no different than that. Even better than the first trimester though, because I got my appetite back, less nausea, more energy, yeah. So let's go through that. So the first thing I wrote is appetite is bigger again and more normal. In the first trimester, if you haven't seen that video, I wasn't sick a load. I was only sick 2 or 3 times, but I felt nauseous most days, all day. And more annoying than that almost was just that I just had zero appetite, like just no appetite whatsoever. And in the second trimester, that came back basically immediately. All of a sudden I was like, oh my god, I can actually eat a normal size meal, and like I'm not put off by loads of foods. And yeah, the nausea definitely went down as well, and it took a while till it went completely. It was a couple of weeks into the second trimester that it went completely. But even genuinely straight away, as soon as I hit the mark into second trimester, it lessened, and that was just so nice, because yeah, the nausea in the first trimester meant that like most smells, even nice smells, made me feel really ill, because actually still my sense of smell is heightened. It has been the whole pregnancy, which is really normal and common. But yeah, that I was sick of that, because everywhere you go there's smells, and you don't realise it until you can smell every single little thing, and it all makes you feel sick. How annoying that is. So yeah, I wasn't put off by food. I could think about food and like not feel ill. I could smell stuff and not feel ill. It was great. I was slightly less fatigued in the early part of the second trimester, and then a lot less fatigued. It just seemed to get better and better throughout the second trimester, which was so nice, because it just meant that I could just get back to feeling more like me, and feeling more like I had a life, and socialising more, and just all of that good stuff. I went through a bout of sciatica in the very early days of the second trimester, and I knew it was coming from the way I was sleeping. I'm a side sleeper anyway, which is how it's recommended that you sleep when you're pregnant. So I was like, sweet, but we'd made an agreement that we weren't going to buy anything baby pregnancy related until we were at the 12-week mark, and we'd had that 12-week scan. And so that's what we decided. And so I hadn't bought anything, and I said to Ben, like, I can just tell that this is coming from the fact that my belly, like my bump has popped, and everything's stretching, and I'm laying on my side, and it's almost like I need something to put my leg on. But genuinely, we tried every pillow in the house for me to put my leg on, and it just wasn't cutting it. They were either too high, too low, and I was just like, no, I need a pregnancy pillow. And I was also using Ben's leg in the night. I was kept on tapping him, which I'm still doing, by the way. Tapping him and being like, I need your leg. So yeah, then genuinely, the first night I got the pregnancy pillow and slept with it, with it. Like, I've got one of the ones that's like a big C, so you can put it under your head. I don't at night because I've got a special type of pillow because of all my health issues, and that is what's best for me. So I sort of just sleep cuddling the top bit, and then I have it between my legs, and my foot is propped up as well, so it just aligns your spine and helps with your bump. And you can like tuck it under your bump as well, but I haven't needed to do that in bed because of the type of bed we've got. It's an orthopedic bed, again, for my health issues. So you do sink in a lot. Like, it's meant to hold you so that not one part of you is just sort of floating above the mattress. So that's been really great for comfort during pregnancy, although I am now at the point later on where that is making it hard for me to turn in the night, because if I'm on one side for a while, it sinks in and I get so like, it just shapes around you. It's incredible. It's the best sleep I've ever had on this mattress. But turning when you're heavily pregnant in that type of mattress is hard at this point. It's actually the only like movement I'm struggling with is literally turning in our mattress. But yeah, the second I got the pregnancy pillow, genuinely that first night, the next morning, the sciatica was nowhere near as bad. I had it for like a week, so it really wasn't that bad, but it was annoying, and it was like, please don't say I'm going to have this for the whole rest of the pregnancy. But I was convinced it was because of sleep, and genuinely the pregnancy pillow solved it. By night 2, the next day, I haven't had it since, so touch wood, I won't get it at all the rest of the pregnancy. In the second trimester was really when my belly started feeling really round at the top and like a lot harder down the bottom. Just a lot of like stomach changes, which might be obvious, but it happens at different times for different people. Every single person having a baby, it's different, and also it's different for you for each pregnancy. Like, I could have 5 babies and all the pregnancies be different. So for me, yeah, early on in the second trimester, suddenly it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can feel how hard the bottom of my belly is and how round the top of my belly is. And honestly, by like the midway through the second trimester, I looked like I was smuggling a basketball, and that was that. Like, which I don't know why. I do know why, I guess, but I didn't expect that I would carry so round. I think just a lot of stuff you see and hear about being plus size and pregnant, there's a lot of stuff about like people worrying that they won't have an obvious bump, or people not having an obvious bump, people having what they call a bee belly, all of these types of things. And I was totally okay with that. I was like, what will be will be. All I care about is me and baby being well, not the aesthetics of it all. But I suddenly was incredibly round. Like, just know if you're plus size and pregnant, you could definitely still have an incredibly round bump, because yeah, I literally feel like from quite early on I looked like I was smuggling a basketball up my top at all times. I had less boob pain, which was incredible, because in the first trimester I had a lot of boob pain, and I actually, one of the first things I bought with the pregnancy pillow were maternity bras. I went up 2 cup sizes real early on, which I did not expect and did not think was a thing. And actually, they've been the most annoying thing about pregnancy. It's been these gigantic boobs of mine, because I was already huge. I was already a G cup, and now I'm a J. And they say you can go up to 2 sizes when your milk comes in after baby comes. So that will make me what, an L? L or M? I don't know if a K size exists. I struggled so much to find, number one, just J cup bras in general, but number 2, like actual like maternity or soft like nursing, because my thing was like, I might as well just get nursing bras that I can then wear when baby's here too. It's so incredibly hard to buy them in those sizes. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have yet to find somewhere that does the even bigger sizes, so I don't know. I keep joking, I found this picture of this woman with a towel around her neck and she just hiked it under her boobs, and I keep saying to everyone, that's just what I'm gonna have to do when baby's here if bras don't fit. But yeah, they were really sore, and I think probably because of all that, and obviously because hormones, and it's normal for you to have boob pain in pregnancy. But yeah, going into the second trimester, I've had a lot less of that, so yay. I still get asked a lot about weird cravings. I don't really feel like I've had necessarily any weird cravings. I think the weirdest craving for me has been cucumber, because I went through 2 weeks solid of just wanting to eat loads of cucumber, and I don't normally like cucumber. Like my whole life I've not really liked cucumber, so that's probably the weirdest one for me. There's not been any weird ones like eating cement or anything like that in terms of that type of weird. But yes, cucumber has been my weirdest one because it's not something I would normally like. Basically everything else is stuff I would normally eat and enjoy. So my cravings list was pizza was the first craving I had. The whole first trimester I literally couldn't eat pizza. Pizza's my favourite food, I was gutted. And I was literally in the swimming pool and I was like mid-length and I was like, I have to have a pizza right now. I've never felt like a craving that strong in my life. Like it was like, I might cry if I don't get this. Which I've heard people describe my whole life being pregnant, but like I hadn't had yet. I had that with pizza. And then I had the other most intense one was a morning I woke up and I was like, I absolutely have to have peanut butter on toast right now or I'm gonna lose it. So I went and made peanut butter on toast, which again is not something I like. It's something I do like and would eat, but it's not something I commonly would go for breakfast. Other things have been cookies, and then I eat one and I'm like, I'm done. Get them away from me. I don't want to look at them again. Cake, like just any slice of cake. Lettuce as well. Went through a big lettuce phase for like 3 or 4 weeks. I would be like putting lettuce in my sandwich and just like eating it from the bag and loving it. Crispy chicken, just like breaded chicken, but it has to be super crispy and crunchy. Very particular about that. I've been very particular about all meat, actually, the whole pregnancy, and the way that it's cooked and the way that the texture and everything, very particular about it. Cucumber, yes. Sweet corn as well. I went for a week of just all I wanted was to eat sweet corn out of the can and get corn on the cob and just sweet corn, sweet corn, sweet corn. Bacon sarnies as well. I've had a few days where I've been like, all I want. Can you hear that really annoying fly? I'm very sorry. Where all I want is a bacon sarnie. And the two things that remain my faithfuls this entire pregnancy, they're still my safe foods as I call them. Ice lollies, in particular Jubbly, Mr. Freeze ice lollies, and crisps. Any crisps. Those are the two foods that the entire pregnancy do not make me feel sick or nauseous or any kind of thing before, during or after eating them. Like I will be happy with them the whole time. Yep, crisps and ice lollies. I did have a really bad cold early on in the second trimester. I had a really bad one in the first trimester and then a really bad one early on in the second trimester. We can blame Ben for both of those. He brought those home and gave me them. And it sucked. They both lasted like 3 weeks and I hated it. Lots of round ligament pain, which is super normal. But just, yeah, feeling real stretching pains where I could just feel everything moving and stretching, and that's obviously what should be happening. But it's just not something you're used to feeling outside of pregnancy. And I had that a lot throughout the whole second trimester. Oh, I went for a couple of weeks where at night, like in the night when I would wake to go for a wee or wake to turn, my hands would be really sore, which when I looked up and when I've talked about it with people, it seems to be like pregnancy carpal tunnel, which apparently again is really common. I've never had it in my life, and like no swelling though at all, which is weird. Just pain in my in every joint down my fingers to my knuckles, like really random. But yeah, they'd be really, really sore, almost as if I'd slept like this, you know, like really clenching my fist, which I hadn't. I don't think. Well, I could have, obviously. But yeah, and then in the morning though, it would be fine. They'd be totally fine, and yeah, very strange. And then it went as fast as it came. Another craving I forgot, and then I've just seen in my notes further down, hot sauce, because I couldn't really eat anything that strong in flavour the whole first trimester. Then when I finally tried hot sauce again, and it tasted like a flavour explosion in my mouth, the best thing I'd ever eaten, because I am a hot sauce girl. I then wanted hot sauce on everything, and I have since put hot sauce on everything, and I'm very happy about it. You know what's happened as well is that pregnancy has cleared up like loads of skin things for me. Like I have had for the last couple of years those that bumpy skin on the back of my arms, which I've never had my whole life. And then yeah, the last couple of years it's been there. Genuinely in pregnancy, it's vanished. I'm not doing anything different. I'm using all the exact same, it must be the hormones, all the exact same products, and I've tried everything to get rid of them, and I just was like, oh, whatever, I don't care enough to spend my life hating myself for them. They are what they are, but they've totally gone. My skin is like never been so baby smooth. And second to that, if you've been following me for a while, you know I've had loads of scalp problems and I've been seeing a dermatologist for it for years. It's cleared up in pregnancy. It's just cleared up. I don't know how that works. But yeah, like I used to get sores. They've gone. They've just gone. I'm not complaining. And I also do think I am one of the lucky people. They say that with lupus patients who get pregnant, a third of them their lupus will stay the same as it was pre-pregnancy. A third of them, their lupus will get worse, and a third of them, their lupus will get better. I keep saying to everyone I feel like my lupus has got better, or this is the best I've felt in years, but actually when I sit and think about it, I think it's the same as before. I think what's different is the way I've been managing it, and I think pre-pregnancy I had put a lot of things into motion to look after myself better, and like just a lot of things that improved my quality of life and my symptoms. Just a lot of it is genuinely just resting when I have to rest and accepting that is frustrating and it does mean I miss out on things, and that's still emotionally hard. I think it always will be, but yeah, that was definitely something I started doing. But also because of that, because I was well rested, it then meant on my days when I was okay, I could be more active, which I'm a naturally very active, outgoing, outdoorsy person. And yeah, being able to do all the things that I used to like, although I can't do them regularly or the same way as before I was ill, has been such a joy. And I think really that's what's happened, is that it is the same, but I just feel great because number one, I'm in such a good place because I'm loving being pregnant and it's what I've always wanted. But number two, I'm listening to my body more than ever because I'm also considering this other beautiful little life that I'm carrying, and so I'm taking everything seriously and nothing else matters more than my well-being. And it's been a real privilege to be able to prioritise myself in that way, but I think that's why I feel so great. Sinuses. I have had like basically a swollen, like runny nose the whole pregnancy, which I did not know was such a common thing in pregnancy, but it is, and it's happened to me. And I already live with chronic rhinitis, which is sort of like sinus problems and nasal drip problems and stuff. But yeah, the whole pregnancy it's felt like swollen all around here, and like it's just annoying more than anything. And unexpected. In the second trimester was the first time that me, and then a week later I think, Ben could feel baby's kicks from the outside, which has been truly magical. When he first felt it and he went and looked at me, I just burst into tears because it was just so amazing and beautiful, and just that connection. And yeah, that has been such a joy, is like feeling the kicks from the inside and the outside and being able to share that with Ben. The whole first trimester really I didn't sleep great, and then I started sleeping better in the second trimester, but then I've had like one-off weeks randomly where this fly is doing my nutting, where I've then had bad sleep again, just like not being able to get comfortable, not being able to sleep, having to go to the toilet 10 million times in the night, those types of things. I wrote that at some point my belly button changed, like it just suddenly looked really different, and I actually still haven't like had my belly button pop out like most women do. I don't know if it will or not, I've still got time, but it hasn't yet, but it definitely looks different. I kept putting that like strangers just kept talking to me about baby because I became so obviously noticeably pregnant. Everywhere I go now, from like the middle of the second trimester, everyone wants to talk to me about being pregnant and about baby, which actually I've loved, so it's been absolutely fine. But yeah, just something I noted. Later on in the second trimester, for the first time, I saw my belly move when baby kicked. Like I was just sitting there. I thought I had my belly out, but I didn't. I had a pyjama top on, and it was in the morning, and I just had breakfast and I was chilling, and I was sort of looking like this, not looking at my belly, but looking like this, and I felt a kick and I saw my belly move, and I looked down and then it happened again, and I was like, oh my god, we've got to that point, and now that happens all the time and I literally love it. But yeah, the first time it happened was wild. So yeah, my second trimester overall has just been lovely, just been a joy, and I already know I'm going to be that person that misses being pregnant. I just know it. And we've had some hard moments. I don't want to be like not real with you guys. Like our car completely broke down on me, heavily pregnant, and the car broke down. Yep, fun. And second to that, we have had some really terrible interactions with doctors and midwives, which is super unfortunate, but not that uncommon for a plus size person. And I'm now going through the whole complaints procedure. I got yelled at, which is just wild to say, but yeah, I literally got yelled at. And so yes, that has been a lot. Like I said before, if you want me to do a video on being plus size and pregnant and my experience of that, I will. But yeah, I have had to really advocate for myself this whole pregnancy, which I'm okay with doing in that I can handle it, but I'm not okay with doing in that it shouldn't be like that, and that everything that I am questioning or asking questions about, or like saying no to, or making different decisions than they're trying to push on me about, I'm doing based on the facts. Because every single thing they like try and tell you have to do during pregnancy, or try and label you with during pregnancy, it's really easy to find the actual like science behind all of those things, like how real it is, what like if they say you're high risk of what, and like what's the numbers there, like if someone without it is at 2% risk, am I at 60% risk, or am I at 2.5 risk, because that is different. Stuff like that, I just very much, from having lupus and being treated badly with doctors throughout that, I'm very much wanting the facts and not people's opinions. And also I'm for the science and the laws and not hospital policies that are about making things convenient for the staff. And I have all sympathy and respect for NHS staff, because I completely understand the shit show that the government has made the NHS. But that doesn't condone me being like just outright disrespected, yelled at, demeaned, and like actually some of the stuff they've tried to do has been like trying to literally break the law. So yeah, there's been that to deal with. Not for a while though, because since we've got the ball rolling with complaining, and we met with one of the OBs and sort of laid it out as it is, what we will and won't accept in terms of the way we're going to be treated and the way our baby will be treated, and that I do know all the facts and figures, and that I'm not just doing this for fun, like I'm doing what's best for my body and my baby, and I'm treating myself as a whole person who is pregnant and does have lupus and does have fibromyalgia and occipital neuralgia. Like I'm a whole person. I'm not just a blob of fat. And so, and also like I'm an intelligent, fully grown woman, and I'm going to be treated as such. So since we sort of laid that down with one of the OBs, everything has been a lot better and a lot easier. But yeah, we're going through the complaints procedure to meet with the head midwife to discuss it with her as well, and sort of get everything in place for how we want things to go moving forward. Just to be real with you guys, that has happened. Another positive though, because I prefer to end on a positive note, we did our NHS antenatal classes and they were okay. Most of the stuff we already knew, but we did our private hypnobirthing classes with the wonderful Marina. I follow her on Instagram, and if you go on my pregnancy highlights, she should be tagged there in case you're interested in doing her course. Her course was incredible. She is a fully trained midwife, and also does hypnobirthing, and so she has the best of both, I think, in terms of all the knowledge and the science and the know-how, and also all the knowledge of like the way the system of the NHS works, and she can give you such insight there, whilst also being able to teach you about hypnobirthing and just the way that labour and birth happens. And honestly, it was such a joy to do her course, and me and Ben both felt like we got so much out of it. I'd recommend it to everyone. And yeah, going into the end of the pregnancy, I'm as confident as ever about giving birth. Like I feel confident and capable and excited to meet our baby. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video that I upload, which hopefully will not be as long as 3 weeks away. Bye.